Hello and welcome to the Truth Chronicles, where we bring you the real story behind the headlines. In this episode, we're diving into the life and of one of the most controversial and electrifying figures in the world of combat sports, Conor McGregor. From his humble beginnings in Dublin, Ireland, to his meteoric rise to fame and fortune in the UFC, Conor has become a global superstar, known as much for his flashy lifestyle and outspoken personality as he is for his impressive fighting skills. But as we'll see, Conor's journey hasn't been without its share of controversies and setbacks. So join us as we explore the truth behind the hype and go beyond the soundbites to uncover the real story of Conor McGregor. Stay tuned. Have you ever wondered how Conor McGregor, one of the most prominent figures in MMA, started his journey? Conor Anthony McGregor was born in the vibrant city of Dublin, Ireland. His childhood was steeped in the rich Irish culture, as he was raised in Crumlin and attended Irish language schools. His early education took place at Gaelscoil Scoil Mologa in Harold's Cross, followed by Gaelcholáiste Choláiste de Iad in Tallaght at secondary level. It was here that he developed a passion for sports, specifically football. During his youth, McGregor played football for Lord's Celtic Football Club, but at the tender age of 12 he began to dip his toes into the world of boxing at Crumlin Boxing Club. This was not merely a hobby, but a means to defend himself against bullies and boost his confidence. Little did he know, this was the start of his journey to becoming a world-renowned fighter. In the year 2006, McGregor and his family moved to Lucan, Dublin. Here, he attended Gaelcholáiste Choláiste Coas Life and started a plumbing apprenticeship. But fate had other plans. He met future UFC fighter Tom Egan, and they began training in mixed martial arts together. McGregor was heavily inspired by figures such as Nassim Hamed, Muhammad Ali, and Bruce Lee, who shaped his fighting style and determination. As McGregor's early life unfolded, it became clear that his destiny was not in plumbing but in the fighting arena. His dedication, coupled with his natural talent and the influence of his mentors, paved the way for a career that would eventually revolutionize the world of MMA. From the vibrant streets of Dublin to the intense training sessions in Lucan, McGregor's early life was a mix of sports, education, and the beginning of a lifelong passion for MMA. Every step he took, every punch he threw, and every challenge he faced all contributed to the making of a fighter who would soon command the world's attention. McGregor's early life was a mix of sports, education, and the beginning of a lifelong passion for MMA. McGregor's MMA journey truly begins in 2007 as an amateur fighter. This year marked a significant turning point in the life of a young man from Dublin. Conor McGregor, at the ripe age of 18, stepped into the ring for his very first mixed martial arts fight on the 17th of February. His opponent was Kieran Campbell, and they were both fighting for the Irish Ring of Truth promotion right in McGregor's hometown. McGregor's debut was nothing short of spectacular. He won the fight via a technical knockout, demonstrating a powerful display of his burgeoning skills. This victory wasn't just a win, it was a statement, a declaration of his intent and potential in the world of mixed martial arts. McGregor had arrived and he was here to dominate. Following his triumphant entry into the world of MMA, McGregor didn't rest on his laurels. Instead, he made a decision that would shape the course of his career. He decided to turn professional. McGregor was signed by the Irish Cage of Truth promotion, marking the start of his professional journey in the sport. But McGregor knew that talent alone wasn't enough. To truly excel and make his mark, he needed to train and hone his skills under the guidance of a seasoned coach. That's when he began training at the Straight Blast Gym, or SBG, in Dublin. At SBG, McGregor trained under John Kavanagh, a man who would become a significant figure in his life. Kavanagh, a respected figure in the world of MMA, played a pivotal role in nurturing McGregor's raw talent, shaping him into the formidable fighter we know today. From his first amateur fight to his intensive training under Kavanagh, McGregor's early career was a testament to his determination, hard work, and sheer will to succeed. His amateur career laid the foundation for the extraordinary journey that lay ahead of him. With a victorious amateur debut and professional training, McGregor was all set for his professional MMA career. This was just the beginning of Conor McGregor's rise to stardom, a journey that would see him ascend to the very pinnacle of the MMA world. McGregor's professional MMA career was an exciting mix of ups and downs. In early March of 2008, Conor McGregor stepped into the ring for his first professional mixed martial arts bout. As a lightweight, he met Gary Morris head-on and emerged victorious with a second-round technical knockout. His winning streak continued when he defeated Mo Taylor in his second fight. However, the road to success wasn't always smooth. McGregor made his featherweight debut against submission specialist Artemij Sitnikov. In a surprising turn of events, McGregor suffered a loss via a knee bar submission. It was a humbling experience, a stark reminder of the unpredictable nature of the sport. Following this setback, McGregor faced Stephen Bailey in his next bout. After securing a victory at featherweight, he found himself at a crossroads. McGregor began to contemplate a different career path, one that perhaps wouldn't involve the physical rigors and emotional turbulence of MMA fighting. But as fate would have it, a conversation with his mother rekindled his fighting spirit. Encouraged by her words, McGregor returned to the ring to face Conor Dillon. He won this fight too, marking a triumphant return to form. However, the roller coaster of his early professional career wasn't over just yet. McGregor moved back to lightweight for a fight against Joseph Duffy. In an unfortunate twist, he received his second professional loss after submitting to an arm triangle choke. Despite the challenges, McGregor didn't let defeat deter him. He returned to the ring with renewed vigor, and between 2011 and 2012, he went on an impressive 8-fight winning streak. This period of McGregor's career was a defining one. It saw him win both the CWFC featherweight and lightweight championships, a feat that no European professional MMA fighter had achieved before. Holding 2 division titles simultaneously was a testament to his skill, determination, and resilience. It set him apart as a formidable force in the world of mixed martial arts. McGregor's early professional career was a whirlwind of victories and losses, of triumphs and setbacks. It was a period of growth and learning, of pushing boundaries and breaking records. Each fight, each win, each loss shaped him into the fighter he is today. It honed his skills, strengthened his resolve, and fueled his ambition. Despite the ups and downs, the victories and losses, one thing remained constant: McGregor's determination. His unwavering resolve to push through, to rise above the challenges, to strive for greatness. It was this determination that carried him through the early years of his professional career and ultimately led him to become the first European professional MMA fighter to hold 2 division titles simultaneously. Despite the challenges, McGregor's determination saw him through, making him the first European professional MMA fighter to hold 2 division titles simultaneously. Opening. The year 2013 marked a significant turn in McGregor's career. As the pages of the calendar turned, the winds of change were blowing in the world of mixed martial arts. Dana White, the president of the Ultimate Fighting Championship, made a trip to Dublin, Ireland. He was there to receive a gold medal of honorary patronage from Trinity College, a prestigious accolade indeed. But as he stepped foot in Dublin, he was met with something he didn't quite anticipate. Everywhere he went, he was inundated with requests, pleas, and passionate appeals. The message was clear, unanimous, an insistent sign Conor McGregor to the UFC. The fervor was palpable, the excitement electric. The people of Dublin believed in their homegrown hero, and they wanted the world to witness his prowess. Intrigued and curious, Dana White decided to meet with McGregor. It was a meeting that would change the course of McGregor's career, and indeed the landscape of the UFC itself. McGregor, with his indomitable spirit, undeniable talent, and infectious charisma, made an impression. It wasn't just about his fighting skills, it was about his aura, his attitude, and his absolute dedication to the sport. Following the meeting, Dana White found himself in conversation with UFC CEO Lorenzo Fertitta. The decision was unanimous and the conclusion inevitable. McGregor was offered a contract just days later. This wasn't just a ticket into the UFC, it was a gateway into a world where McGregor could showcase his skill, his passion, and his indomitable spirit to a global audience. The contract marked not just a personal victory for McGregor, but it was also a moment of immense pride for his country. It was a testament to his journey, his struggles, and his relentless pursuit of his dreams. The boy from Dublin, who once took up boxing to defend himself against bullies, was now stepping into the most prestigious fighting platform in the world. Closing. This was the beginning of McGregor's illustrious journey in the UFC. McGregor's journey is not just about his success, but also about his impact on the world of MMA. The influence of Conor McGregor on mixed martial arts is far-reaching, shaping the landscape of the sport in ways that were unimaginable before his arrival. His flamboyant style and commanding presence, both in and of the ring, have made him a magnet for audiences worldwide. McGregor has a knack for turning fights into spectacles, turning heads and drawing crowds. He has a unique ability to get under his opponent's skin with his brash confidence and sharp wit, making every match an event to watch. His undeniable charisma and fighting prowess have brought MMA into the mainstream spotlight, attracting a broader audience and elevating the sport's status globally. McGregor's contribution to MMA extends beyond his personal achievements. His persona and performances have redefined what it means to be an MMA fighter. An electric shockwave coursed through the world of Ultimate Fighting Championship in February 2013. A bold, charismatic fighter from Ireland, Conor McGregor inked a multi-fight contract with UFC. This marked the beginning of an unforgettable journey, etching McGregor's name into the annals of UFC history. In April of that same year, McGregor made his grand UFC debut, squaring off against Marcus Brimage. A knockout victory in the first round not only marked a triumphant debut, but also earned McGregor his first Knockout of the Night award. McGregor's star was on the rise, but the road to UFC glory is never without its twists and turns. Later in the year, McGregor was set to face Andy Ogle, but fate intervened. With Ogle sidelined due to an injury, McGregor took on Max Holloway instead. Despite a unanimous decision victory, an MRI scan later revealed a torn ACL for McGregor, sidelining him for almost a year. The year 2014 marked McGregor's emphatic return to the octagon. After a successful recovery from his ACL injury, he was scheduled to face Cole Miller. However, Miller's injury led to Diego Brandao stepping in as the new opponent. McGregor, fighting in his hometown of Dublin, secured a first-round victory, earning him his first Performance of the Night award. Later that year, McGregor faced Dustin Poirier. Despite landing fewer significant strikes, McGregor's relentless pressure led to a decisive victory, earning him a second consecutive Performance of the Night award. This marked Poirier's first UFC loss via KO/TKO, further cementing McGregor's reputation as a formidable force in the UFC. In this short span of time, McGregor's journey became a testament to resilience, tenacity, and unyielding spirit. From his debut knockout to overcoming injuries and securing back-to-back Performance of the Night awards, McGregor's impact on the UFC has been profound. His journey continues to inspire, entertain, and redefine what it means to be a fighter in the Ultimate Fighting Championship. In 2015, Conor McGregor was not just a man, but a force of nature, tearing through the MMA scene with a fury. It was the 18th of January, a brisk winter day, when he faced Dennis Siver at UFC Fight Night 59. McGregor, known for his lightning-fast reflexes and powerful punches, didn't disappoint his fans. He took control of the fight, demonstrating his skill and precision with every move. Siver, an experienced fighter, was no pushover, but McGregor was relentless, his attacks coming in waves, unstoppable and powerful. The fight lasted for 2 intense rounds, but in the end, McGregor's ferocity proved too much for Siver. He won the fight via TKO, adding another victory to his growing list of accomplishments. This victory wasn't just another win, it earned McGregor his third straight Performance of the Night award. McGregor's victory over Siver set the stage for a monumental year in the fighter's career. What came next was not just a fight, but a spectacle, a world tour that would culminate in a championship bout like no other. The stage was set on the 30th of January 2015 at the UFC 183 Q&A when the bout with Aldo was announced. The fight was to take place on the 11th of July during the UFC's annual International Fight Week at the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. This fight was expected to surpass all expectations, and as a result, the UFC ramped up the promotional budget, making it the most heavily promoted fight in UFC history. The excitement was palpable as McGregor and Aldo embarked on a 12-day world tour, visiting 8 cities in 5 countries, including Aldo's home country of Brazil and McGregor's hometown of Dublin. The tour began in Rio de Janeiro on the 20th of March and concluded in Dublin on the 31st. However, the fight everyone was waiting for was not to be. On the 23rd of June, we learned that Aldo had suffered a rib fracture, pulling out of the bout as a consequence. McGregor, however, remained on the card, now set to face Chad Mendes for the interim featherweight championship. The fight was a spectacle to behold. The MGM Grand was packed to the rafters, breaking the record for attendance in Nevada. The gate of $7.2 million also broke the record for a mixed martial arts event in the United States. The crowd was treated to a live rendition of McGregor's entrance song, The Foggy Dew, performed by Irish singer-songwriter Sinead O'Connor. When the dust settled, McGregor emerged victorious, winning the fight via TKO and claiming the UFC interim featherweight championship. The fight with Mendes was a triumph, but it was only a prelude to the main event. Following his victory, McGregor took on a new role, a coach in the UFC's The Ultimate Fighter. This was a chance for him to share his knowledge, experience, and unique fighting style with a new generation of fighters. Among those he mentored was Ryan Hall, a promising talent who would go on to win the competition, a testament to the effectiveness of McGregor's guidance. But while McGregor was nurturing future talent, he was also preparing for a monumental challenge. On the 10th of August, it was announced that he would face Jose Aldo in a featherweight championship unification bout. Set for the 12th of December, this was to be a clash of titans, a meeting of two formidable fighters at the peak of their powers. At the weigh-ins, both McGregor and Aldo hit the featherweight limit of 145 pounds, setting the stage for a battle that would go down in UFC history. And what a battle it was. It was a bout that will forever be remembered not for its length, but for its impact. 13 seconds. That's all it took for McGregor to land a left hook that sent Aldo crashing to the canvas. 13 seconds to end Aldo's 7-year-long reign and 18-fight win streak. 13 seconds to claim the title and earn the Performance of the Night bonus. But this was more than just a knockout. It was a statement. A declaration that McGregor was not just a contender, but a champion. A champion who could fell an opponent with a single blow. A champion who could unify a division and captivate an audience. With a single left hook, McGregor ended Aldo's 7-year reign and staked his claim as the undisputed UFC featherweight champion. His triumph was not just a personal achievement, but a defining moment in the sport, a moment that showcased the raw power and sheer unpredictability of mixed martial arts. It was a moment that reminded us why we watch, why we cheer, and why we can't wait to see what happens next. What if I told you that McGregor's first UFC loss was one of the most significant turning points in his career? This is the story of Conor McGregor's bout against Nate Diaz on the 5th of March, 2016 at UFC 196. The welterweight bout was a highly anticipated event, with a press conference held just days before on the 24th of February, where both McGregor and Diaz traded verbal blows, setting the stage for their physical clash. The tension escalated on the 3rd of March at the pre-fight press conference, where the two engaged in a brief scuffle during a face-off, after McGregor dared to strike Diaz's lead hand. When the fight began, Diaz retaliated with 2 consecutive hooks, one of which was a slap, a signature move known as the Stockton slap. In the first round, McGregor successfully targeted Diaz's body, but Diaz began to land combinations of his own. After a 1-2 punch from Diaz, McGregor attempted a double-leg takedown, which Diaz defended. Diaz then threatened a guillotine choke, forcing McGregor onto his back and securing the mount. In a shocking turn of events, McGregor tapped to the submission 4 minutes and 12 seconds into the second round. Despite the loss, both competitors were awarded Fight of the Night bonuses, and McGregor received the highest disclosed purse of any fighter in the company's history to that point, a cool $1 million. But it wasn't the money that McGregor focused on after the fight. Instead, he was critical of his performance, saying, "I was inefficient with my energy." It was a battle of energy, and he got the better of that. The loss served as a stark reminder of the importance of strategy, and McGregor took it as an opportunity to reflect and improve. McGregor's first loss in UFC was a humbling experience, a moment of introspection, and a stepping stone to future victories. It marked a turning point in his career, where he realized that even the best can fall, but it is the ability to rise again that truly defines a champion. Redemption is sweet, and for McGregor, the rematch with Diaz was exactly that. After an initial setback, the stage was set for a second round. The rematch with Diaz was penciled in for the 9th of July at UFC 200. However, due to McGregor's failure to fulfill media obligations related to the fight, he was pulled from the event on the 19th of April. The UFC was not ready to let this epic rematch slip away though. The fight was rescheduled and took place the following month, again at welterweight, at UFC 202. In the highly anticipated rematch, McGregor came out swinging, determined to reclaim his glory. The fight was intense, with both fighters giving it their all. It was a grueling battle, both physically and mentally. McGregor, however, displayed a remarkable resilience and strategic prowess that saw him win the rematch via a majority decision. The judges scored the bout 48-47, 47-47, and again 48-47, all in favor of McGregor. The rematch was not just a victory for McGregor, but also for the UFC. The bout was once again awarded the Fight of the Night honors, a testament to the thrilling performance put on by both fighters. But the records didn't stop there. The event shattered the previous record held by UFC 100 for the highest-selling pay-per-view in UFC history, boasting a staggering 1,650,000 buys. This monumental event was a testament to the drawing power of McGregor and the compelling narrative of his rematch with Diaz. The rematch was a pivotal point in McGregor's career. It was more than just a fight. It was a redemption story. McGregor proved that he could overcome adversity, learn from his mistakes, and come back stronger. His victory showcased his unwavering determination and reaffirmed his status as one of the greatest fighters in the UFC. With the rematch victory, McGregor proved that every setback is a setup for a comeback. McGregor's path to becoming a two-division champion was a testament to his tenacity. On the 27th of September, it was officially announced that Conor McGregor would face Eddie Alvarez for the UFC Lightweight Championship on the 12th of November at UFC 205. The anticipation was high, the stakes were even higher. A win for McGregor would etch his name in the annals of UFC history, something he had always strived for. As the fight began, it was clear that McGregor was on a mission. He was relentless, dropping Alvarez multiple times throughout the first round. His strikes were precise, his movements fluid. Alvarez, a seasoned fighter and a champion in his own right, seemed to struggle against the Irishman's onslaught. But it was in the second round that McGregor truly shone. He landed a multiple punch combination that sent Alvarez sprawling. The referee had seen enough. He stepped in, signaling a technical knockout. The crowd erupted as McGregor was declared the winner. But this was no ordinary victory. McGregor had just made history. He was now the first competitor to hold UFC championships in 2 different weight classes simultaneously. His feat echoed his earlier triumph at Cage Warriors, where he had also held 2 titles at the same time. For his outstanding performance, McGregor was awarded the Performance of the Night. It was a well-deserved accolade for a fighter who had constantly pushed the boundaries of what was possible inside the octagon. The fight against Alvarez was a defining moment in McGregor's career. It showcased his skill, his determination, and his unwavering belief in his ability to conquer any challenge. His victory was not only a personal triumph, but a moment of inspiration for fighters around the world. McGregor's victory over Alvarez solidified his legacy as one of the most dynamic fighters in UFC history. His journey to becoming a 2-division champion was a testament to his tenacity, his relentless pursuit of greatness, and his indomitable spirit. But every rise has its fall. For McGregor, it was the stripping of his featherweight championship. The year was 2016, and McGregor, after a roller coaster of victories and losses, found himself facing an unexpected setback. His inactivity in the featherweight division had consequences. It wasn't a loss in the ring, but a loss of his title. The UFC announced McGregor had vacated the featherweight championship due to his absence from the division. This move promoted Jose Aldo, a formidable fighter in his own right, to the position of undisputed champion. But the story didn't end there. McGregor's coach confirmed further reports. McGregor hadn't vacated the title. He'd been stripped of it. A blow, no doubt, but one that would only fuel the fire of McGregor's ambition. Despite the setback, McGregor's journey in 2016 had already made him a legend in the world of UFC.
Before the glitz and the glamour, there was a young boy with a dream. Conor McGregor, born in Dublin, Ireland in 1988, started his journey in the world of mixed martial arts as a teenager. Dublin wasn't just the city of his birth, It was the crucible that forged the champion we know today. Raised in a working-class family, McGregor found an escape, a passion, and ultimately, a career in the adrenaline-fueled world of mixed martial arts. In the gritty streets and humble gyms of Dublin, McGregor began to hone his craft. He wasn't simply introduced to MMA, he was consumed by it. Every jab, every kick, every grueling training session was a step towards his dream, turning professional. And in 2008, that dream became a reality. McGregor turned professional, bringing with him a raw talent that was as undeniable as it was impressive. His early career was a whirlwind of victories, each one more impressive than the last. With every win, his reputation grew. With every knockout, he drew the world's attention. He was no longer just a fighter, he was a phenomenon. But McGregor wasn't just known for his talent in the ring. His charisma, his wit, his larger-than-life personality, these traits drew the crowds just as much as his fighting prowess. He was a natural entertainer, a born showman, and he knew exactly how to play to the crowd. But it wasn't just the fans who took notice. The UFC, the biggest stage in mixed martial arts, saw in McGregor a star in the making. With his undeniable talent and charisma, he was exactly what the sport needed. A fresh, exciting, and utterly captivating presence. McGregor's rise in the world of MMA was nothing short of meteoric. From the streets of Dublin to the bright lights of the UFC, he had made his mark. And this was only the beginning. McGregor's undeniable talent and charisma quickly caught the attention of the UFC, setting the stage for an impressive career. McGregor's entrance into the UFC was nothing short of spectacular. Bursting onto the scene, he quickly made a name for himself with his undeniable charisma and devastating power. His rise to the top was meteoric, and in no time he was dominating his division. His crowning achievement came at UFC 205, where he secured the lightweight championship. This was a pivotal moment in McGregor's career, marking him as one of the sport's most formidable fighters. His victory was a testament to his hard work, dedication, and immense talent. Following this triumph, McGregor made the decision to temporarily step back from the UFC, opting to prioritize his personal life. His first child was due in 2017, and McGregor chose to focus on his growing family. This decision was met with respect from fans and fellow fighters alike, as it showed his commitment to his loved ones. But McGregor wasn't out of the spotlight for long. He began making public appearances not to step back into the octagon, but to campaign for a boxing match with Floyd Mayweather Jr. This was a bold move, as Mayweather was regarded as one of the best boxers of his generation. After months of negotiations, the two fighters finally agreed to meet in the ring. The match was set for August 26, 2017, and anticipation was sky high. This was an unprecedented event, a crossover between MMA and boxing that had the world watching with bated breath. The match was intense, with both fighters giving it their all. But ultimately, Mayweather emerged victorious in the 10th round, securing a win by TKO. Despite this loss, McGregor's performance was commendable. He had stepped into a different sport, faced one of its greatest competitors, and held his own. Despite losing to Mayweather, McGregor's star continued to rise, his name now synonymous with the sport. This match was a testament to his versatility and willingness to take on new challenges, further cementing his status as one of the most dynamic fighters in the world. The following years were a roller coaster for McGregor, filled with comebacks, controversies, and some unexpected turns. In 2018, after a period of inactivity, McGregor was stripped of the UFC lightweight championship. This decision by the UFC paved the way for Khabib Nurmagomedov to claim the title. But McGregor, always up for a challenge, didn't stay away from the octagon for long. He returned later that year to challenge the undefeated Khabib. This fight was filled with pre-match hype and was considered one of the biggest contests in the history of the sport. However, the fight didn't go as planned for McGregor, who was submitted by Khabib in the 4th round. Then, in a move that shocked the world, McGregor announced his retirement from the sport in 2019. Dana White, the president of the UFC, saw this as a negotiation tactic to secure an ownership stake in the company. And as it turned out, this retirement was short-lived. McGregor, who had been vocal about wanting a rematch with Khabib, was back in the octagon the following year. He made a triumphant return in January 2020, winning a welterweight bout against Donald Cerrone just 40 seconds into the 1st round. This victory made McGregor the first UFC fighter to hold knockout finishes in the featherweight, lightweight, and welterweight divisions. But just a few months later, he announced his retirement once again. Despite these retirement announcements, McGregor returned to the sport in 2021, only to suffer the first knockout loss of his career in a rematch against Dustin Poirier. Later that year, he faced Poirier for a third time, but the match ended abruptly when McGregor broke his tibia, rendering him unable to continue. Through it all, McGregor's passion for the sport remained evident, his competitive spirit undiminished. Despite the ups and downs, McGregor's presence in the sport remains as impactful as ever. In the year 2020, after over a year away from the octagon, McGregor returned to face Donald Cerrone in a welterweight bout. He won the fight via technical knockout just 40 seconds into the first round, proving his mettle once again. The following year, McGregor faced former UFC lightweight championship challenger Dustin Poirier in a rematch of their 2014 bout. However, the tables turned this time as McGregor lost the fight via technical knockout in the second round, marking the first knockout loss in his career. He was later handed a 6-month medical suspension after the knockout, but McGregor being McGregor, he didn't stay away for long. He returned to the ring to face Dustin Poirier for a third time in July 2021. The fight ended in a technical knockout in round 1, after the ringside doctor stopped the bout due to McGregor's broken tibia. This injury sidelined McGregor for a while, but it didn't dampen his spirit. Fast forward to the present day and McGregor is back in the limelight, not as a fighter, but as a mentor. After nursing his leg injury, it was announced that McGregor would be coaching The Ultimate Fighter 31 for the second time, this time against Michael Chandler. The two are set to face each other after the season, at an event yet to be determined. Through all the highs and lows, the victories and defeats, McGregor remains a force to be reckoned with in the world of mixed martial arts. His passion for the sport is undiminished, his desire to compete unquenchable. He's been a champion, a challenger, and now a coach. McGregor's journey in MMA is far from over, his legacy already secure, his story still being written. As we delve into the present and the future, it's important to recognize the legacy and impact McGregor has left on the sport. His charisma, raw talent, and relentless drive have transformed the face of MMA and cemented his status as a true icon. Not only has he brought a new wave of fans to the sport, but his ferocious competitiveness and unyielding spirit have inspired countless athletes. Despite the controversies, he has always bounced back, showing his resilience and determination. His journey in the MMA world, from being a fighter to a mentor, speaks volumes about his passion for the sport. As a coach, he now imparts his wisdom, experiences, and lessons to the next generation of fighters, ensuring his legacy lives on. McGregor's story is not just about his victories in the octagon, but also about his battles outside it, his indomitable spirit, and his unwavering belief in himself. His legacy is a testament to the power of hard work, determination, and self-belief. As we watch McGregor's journey unfold, we are reminded that the fight is not always about winning, but about standing back up every time we are knocked down. And that, perhaps, is the greatest lesson we can learn from Conor McGregor.